Now, have you yet gotten up in class and raised your hand and said, "Now, Peter Turley on the Book Editor Show says,"
Reference myself.
reference yourself?
Yeah.
Hasn't happened yet.
No, I don't think I get quite as many marks for referencing myself.
Oh, okay, all
Although I
right.
should.
You should try it sometime.
Yeah,
So,
maybe it would go down with more authority now that I can say Lord of the
the
Letters.
Lord of the Letters. That's right. Well, I do want to give a shout out real quick to John Paul. He messaged me a couple weeks ago. He's one of the students from my Punch Him in the Gut class, and about writing emotional fiction. And he wanted to know more about writing short stories, and I thought that what a perfect idea for a show. But we had to get the perfect guest. I want to introduce Gregory L. Norris. He has written for national magazines and fiction anthologies, and has penned novels, the occasional episode for television, and recently was hired to write his first feature film, Brutal Colors, due to be released soon by Royal Blue Pictures. His short stories have won the Spine Tinglers Award, the Small Press Writers and Artists Association Award for year's Best New Writer, and he has thrice notched honorable mentions in Dylan Datlow's Best Horror of the Year books. I had the pleasure of meeting Gregory when he submitted his writing Third World to a Bleak New World anthology. Not only is he an amazing writer, he's just a fantastic individual, wonderful friend. Our friendship's grown over this last year. I'm just thrilled to be able to call him friend. Gregory, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing wonderful, and especially after that very gracious introduction. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So now you have been professionally writing for how many years now?
25 years, I think I just, half of my life.
Wow.
I just hit the big 5-0 on Spaceship Earth, and, was thinking back to the first professional sale I had, and it was 25 years ago.
Oh, that's really a cool thing. What was your first one?
My first one was a publication of a short story in the magazine, the national magazine, The Drummer. I sent the story in and totally spaced that I had submitted it because so long passed between submission and hearing back. A year later, I received an acceptance letter and a paycheck in the mail, and they said, "We went to reject this story so many times and we just could not do it. So we have reluctantly accepted it." It's been since then.
Well, a reluctant acceptance is an acceptance nonetheless. So
I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, that's really great. And like I said, I really do enjoy your work. It's fantastic. It grabs the reader quickly, and you do a lot of these anthologies. When I was taking a look at your bio and the information you sent me, you do a ton of these anthologies. You're always posting them on Facebook. Is that the main section of work that you're doing right now?
Well, I do a little bit of everything. I'm one of those writers who's either cursed or blessed with an incredibly fertile imagination. I don't have a great deal of finesse when it comes to judging at the start one story idea over another. This one will be better than that one. This one is worth my time over that one. It really is a curse. I so love the idea of writing, and I so enjoy the process of writing. To me, it is the heart within my heart. So that, a story that, may not be the most beautiful of children ends up inspiring me as much as something that goes out and wins an award. So I write everything. I judge it once it's done. But when I've created an idea, I tend to write the idea. So I'm working in, novels, short stories, screenplays, teleplays. I have different offers, and I tend to follow up on those offers. And as soon as I can clone myself enough times to do all the work, it'll all get done.
I feel you on that one. There's not enough hours in the day.
I mean, I'm old now. I'm officially old, but I still, am writing with the same speed that I wrote when I was a teenager.
Uh-huh. Well, actually, do you find that it's easier? I mean, 25 years later, to write at a professional level that gets acceptance.
I don't know that it's easier. I guess I just feel more secure and comfortable in my own skin, and I have a tendency to get out of my way now, more than I did when I was, say, 15 or 25 or even, in my 30s. I approach it every day with the same love. And so I do write in, across a wide variety of genres. I'm not focused on just one. I haven't pigeonholed myself, and I hope that makes me not a one note. That I'm able to write one day, a killer science fiction story, and the next day an incredibly romantic story, and then a murder mystery, or a Halloween fantasy. I love it all. There's no genre that I don't love.
Yeah.
I love the thing you said there about getting out of your own way. I think that's something we all kind of like fight with a lot at the beginning, and I think it's one of the most important sort of things to be able to learn how to do, especially in order to become like as prolific as yourself. And now that you can just sort of say, I just write everything, whatever pops up, I'm just going to write it, and that's a skill in itself.
Well, sure. I mean, there was a time in my youth, when I would do anything, including the dishes, before I would sit down to write. That whole psyching yourself up to plant your thizo, as my Lebanese grandmother would say, in the chair and just do the work. And now I don't have to do that. I just come in here with my cup of coffee and can travel as far away as the Delta Quadrant or Moonbase Alpha or wherever, my backyard.
Thank you for listening, and come back next week for more. Please visit thebookeditorshow.com for show notes, links to guests, books and extras, and for information on how to be a guest on the show.